Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you a video I don't know if I should make. As people have been trying to bring back Starshatter Arsenal once more, or just having more fun with it, I figured I should probably share some things that don't think I covered earlier while there was the craze over it, including my own. Guys, I promise it is just like, okay, rhetoric, right? So, I do want to add some things that if you are still looking to make this work, here's some just interesting things that I don't think people really thought about. Because one thing with Starshatter Arsenal that I've been seeing is people at least including a unit of two of Wraiths so that you have something to stand on objectives. And I'm here to give you just a couple more things that you might want to possibly include in your list. So, for a refresher, real quick, what does Starshatter Arsenal do? You have the Detachment rule, Relentless Onslaught. Each time a Necrons model from your army makes an attack that targets a unit within range of one or more objective markers, add one to the hit roll. In addition, ranged weapons equipped by Necron's vehicle and Necron's mounted models, excluding Titanic models, from your army have the assault ability. So, starting with a unit, every time I finally look at the datasheet, I go, huh, we should probably use more of those. Flayed ones. Every single time, I'm pleasantly surprised. I'm like, why? I need to buy more flayed ones. Every time, I just go, huh, that's on me, right? So, flayed ones, they only move 5, T4 for upsave 1 wound apiece. That's not what I really care about. What I care about is the fact that for 120 points, you get 10 models that have Infiltrate and Stealth. They have Flare Claws, which sustained hits 1, twin linked. 4 attacks each, hitting on 3s, 4-1-1, and with Flesh Hunger. Each time a model in this unit makes a melee attack, if the target of the attack is below half strength, a successful hit roll scores a critical hit. So, here's the thing about why I would like to make people consider throwing some flayed ones in Starshatter Arsenal is because they have infiltrate, and that's not a thing that you typically watch out for over here in Necrons. But beyond that, there's also the fact that yeah, if you put 30 flayed ones on objective markers, and then your opponent has to come take them, you're +1 to hit. So now your flayed ones are actually hitting on twos with 4-1-1. And that's something that's kind of annoying. And for whatever reason, if the target ends up below half strength, every single one of your hits that are hitting on twos becomes sustained hits 1 twin link. So that means you're going to be getting a lot of hits with some flayed ones in there. Now, is that as powerful as a brick of Canoptic Wraiths and a Technomancer on an objective? No, but at the same time, everybody has just been like, I gotta get precision. I need precision for the Technomancer. Like we've all seen it by now. People start panicking and sweating and trying to figure out how they are going to precision out the Technomancer instead of dealing with the Wraiths out, with a Technomancer's feeling of pain, right? So to that point, just wanted to say I need to buy. I should probably buy more flayed ones. Uh, this is fine enough, right? For that alone, I guess I should also mention the fact that you do have stealth and reactive reposition. If they get shot, you can make a normal move of up to D6. So, if it's D6 infantry that got shot and they have stealth, so they're still around, do it all again, right? And one more thing. Shout out if you understood that reference. Uh, there's merciless reclamation. I highly suggest you don't do this. But if you are in a pinch for 2 command points, and you, again, if we're talking about being on objective markers, with 10 bodies that have infiltrate, and your opponent comes for it, guess what? You can pop +1 to wound with sustained hitting on 2. So, you know, just to say, you could do that. And I did say 10 bodies. I know that's up for interpretation. Most people won't want to do an entire brick of 10 and might do 5 here and 5 there. Literally just to get the trading going and to get you something out there. Um, but I personally am more so looking at infiltrating bricks. I know that for most of this edition, we've looked at lone op infiltrator, so one model just so you could get some positioning on the board. But at that same time, if it can be a brick for about the points, like the way I see it, right? 5 models for a lictor point. Uh, there's if the lictor lone op there in fights first, that means that you have to engage with that. At the same time, if they get within lone op range, it still has a 4-up save as well. So, there's pros and cons to brick versus lone op. I just personally find that your opponent will have more of a issue getting rid of more models that have gone into a good position than one model that has gone into a good position, right? But past that, the other thing, like I just said about infiltrators, is that they get you positioned because they are somewhere out there. What if we follow that up with a Triarch Stalker? Yes, people remember these exist, and I have seen these lately in a couple of Starshatter Arsenal lists. Arguably, we should have always been putting them in there. Some people got turned off by them, and understandably so. But as they've been making a comeback, do want to talk about the Triarch Stalker one more time, real quick. So they have Move 8, but they have Scouts 8. That's the important one. And again, if we're putting, just some shit out here to infiltrate for us, maybe you only take one unit of 10 and string it out so you can have that presence there and you don't really care about the on objective situation that I was talking about. That's fine. Just follow up with a Triarch Stalker or two. Why? Because they are Move 8, T8, 3-up save, 4-up invuln, 12 wounds, and they have targeting relay. In your shooting phase, each time this model is selected to shoot, after resolving its attack, select one enemy unit hit by one or more of those attacks. Until the end of the phase, that enemy unit cannot have the benefit of cover. So, you have guns that are at least a foot out in range, and looking at the heat ray dispersed. But if you focus it, goes to 18 inches, same with the particle shredder, and the heavy Gauss cannon array, 24 inches. Now, you're only taking one of them out of those that I just said. But for 110 points, Scouts 8 and turn off cover is not too bad. Personally, I, it's always a conversation between the heat ray and the particle shredder, and I fall into the camp of heat ray. I usually prefer the flamer. Yes, it's 2d6, so sometimes you will only get 2 shots, but the additional melta 2 shots is handy too. Some people do have faith, trust, and pixie dust in the particle shredder with blast, devastating wounds, d6 plus 6. I can't necessarily blame them. I can see it, but I am more of a fan of the heat ray. So another thing that I guess we still have to have a conversation about is the Locust Heavy Destroyers. I get why, if you're looking at this, you're not going for the Gauss Destructors. That's kind of where I am too. Then I don't really need heavy lethals on 3 models that are T6, 3-up save, 4 wounds, 14, strain 14, AP 4, damage 6. That's fine. You can reroll wound rolls of 1 if you're going into monster vehicles with it. That's cute. That's kind and everything. But I definitely like the Unmitted Exterminator, heavy, rapid fire 6, sustained hits 1, 36 inches, 6 attacks, 3 attacks, hitting on 3s, strength 6, AP 1, damage 1. Out of 3 models, that's a lot. And you are mounted with Fly, which means that you get Assault over here with Starshatter Arsenal. I guess I should have said the Triarch Stalker also gets Assault, but we kind of figured that. It's more so highlighting that people forgot the mounted part of Starshatter Arsenal because they're doubling down on the DDA. Now, I don't think that you completely disregard DDAs, but Unmitted Exterminators, heavy rapid fire 6, sustained hits 1, I think that just frees up more than what people were giving anything credit for. I do understand you can just blast something off, but with D6 plus 1, strength 18, AP 4, damage 4, I'd rather save that to shoot something else that needs it. But, coming past that, I do want to talk about one other funky thing more online with Flayed One Funk. Doom Scythes. I believe there's been conversation about bringing these, and I'm all for it, right? So with the heavy death ray Its sustained hits D3, 36 inches, 3 attacks hitting on 3, strength 16, AP 4, damage D6 plus 1. You are a T9, 3 up save, 12 wound vehicle, but more importantly, you are aircraft. So that means you get angles where people don't want them, and you can do funny things when you are such as reactive reposition. They made it so that it's harder for your DDA to just fly away when your opponent starts shooting at it. But what if you could just fly away anyway, right? Aircraft, technically, it doesn't say that you can't do aircraft shenanigans. It just says you make a normal move of d6. I should read it all once more. Your opponent's shooting phase just after an enemy unit has shot one Necrons unit from your army, excluding Titanic units that was the target of one or more of the attacking unit's attacks. You can make a normal move up to d6. So go ahead and do that with something that is an aircraft. For 230, I think it's not that bad. You also have atavistic instigation. Each time this model targets an enemy unit with its heavy death ray, your opponent must declare if that unit will stand firm or duck for cover. If it stands firm, you get crits on 5s. And if it takes cover, the next time it shoots, it has to subtract a hit roll of 1. So, Doom Scythe, I understand the appeal, and I agree with the appeal. You could do some funky things over here, and Starshatter Arsenal is trying to make a breakthrough. So yeah, if you like the video, like it, got a comment for me, comment, and until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.